As if I need any more RGB in my room, I'm using this as an excuse to turn my space into a smart home ecosystem at the same time. Today I'm going to see what happens when I connect an automatic curtain driver and an LED strip light to a motion sensor so that every time I walk into my room, my curtains either close or open up and my RGB turns on or off. At night when I have all of my lights on in my room, it can kind of get creepy and uncomfortable knowing that my neighbors can spot me from a mile away. And now that phones have things like 100 times zoom, I recently got blackout curtains to make sure I get some privacy and don't feel like too much of a nerd with all of this unicorn puke just to play Sims. These were sent to me in exchange for a totally honest unboxing and review, so thank you to Aqara for sending over their Hub M2 P1 motion sensor, P1 curtain driver, and their T1 LED strip light. It's about to get real smart homey in here. Now, Aqara's Hub can support Apple HomeKit, Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and other ecosystems, but we're going to be testing out Google Home since that's what I use for my other devices. Okay, the first thing that we're gonna open up is the LED strips, obviously the most exciting. I probably won't use the extension kit today. I'll open it up and I'll show you guys what's inside, but I'm literally building a new desk tonight after I finish filming this video. So this is where I'm going to be using them permanently, but for today, I'm actually gonna be doing something different for once. Say hello to my partner, Colin, aka Nice Setup Dude Setup, where we will be demonstrating the Aqara light strips on his setup. Don't mind the cables, he literally just set up this insane monitor yesterday, so kind of messy, but I just don't really have the space for it on my current setup because of how cable managed everything is, and I don't want to ruin anything or waste anything. So because I am building a new setup tonight where the Aqara light strips will live permanently, we're just going to test it out today on Colin's. So I'm going to put them underneath. I'm going to try to put it at the back as well. He did tell me maybe not to touch it if I can, just because of this monitor. We don't really want to move the desk, but I'm going to try my best to like wiggle my fingers right at the back just so we can get a full idea of what the strips can do for shining light underneath the desk and at the very back. So in the box, as you can see, it comes with a manual, the remote control, obviously the power, and the light strip. I will quickly open up the small extension as well. As you can see, they come with 3M tape on the back, very standard. I can already tell it's quite sticky from the edges still having residue. This is really good if you just need a tiny bit more length for either a desk, a TV, a bed, anything like that, even a wall. So I'm gonna turn off all my lights and just do a little preview of this on my desk. Obviously, we're gonna unring it a little bit from here and not actually set it up. I always love the way light strips look when they're kind of unraveled but still in a circle and out of the packaging. It just looks really cool. As I'm unraveling, I'll let you know some of the specs that it has. So it's got the standard 16 million colors and tunable whites. It's got the RGB IC technology, and you are able to customize segments instead of just having solid block one color. You can individually customize sections of the strip. This is cuttable, so if you don't end up buying an extension cord but this is too long for you, then you can absolutely cut them. Just make sure you stay along the guides. And of course, they have their own app, which I'll show you in a bit how we can control it. Right off the bat, super colorful, super vibrant, as you can tell. Obviously it is daytime, so this is going to be even brighter at night, which I will definitely show you guys. I'm just using the remote right now. I'm going to try and move over my plug. So there's even a music mode on here. Super responsive. I am right next to the microphone, obviously, but if you do set this up close to your TV, to your setup, then it will absolutely be just as responsive. The middle button is just a randomize, but already this is a very true white. It's coming up super white on camera. There's just no yellowness to it. It's really nice. Your classic rainbow cycle. For testing's sake, I am going to plug in the extension cable just so you can see what happens. Interesting. All of the other colors work except the dynamic one. So the solid colors are working fine. My best guess is that these just need to be upgraded to the proper software with the app. Every single time you plug in any kind of RGB device or even any kind of device to a smart home app, there's always an upgrade. So I'm not gonna roll this out and just say, oh, faulty just yet. This has to be, because this just needs to be updated so that it can sync properly. So we'll go do that. The next thing I'm gonna unbox is their hub, which is the Hub M2. This is what ultimately will connect all of their devices to be super smart home ecosystem friendly. So this is what it looks like out of the gate. It is a Zigbee certified product, and the only thing is in the box is the manual, the cable, and the hub. Interesting. Little outdated, not a USB-C. So it's a micro USB. Little old school. You can also plug in your Ethernet port to have that connectivity between all devices, so this can kind of run as a hub for all of your devices. So we're gonna first switch over to the Aqara Home app. I just quickly signed in with my Apple ID. So here it asks you to choose your hub, so we're gonna select Hub M2, and now it calls for us to plug this guy in.
Open the Aqara Home app.
I am. Don't yell at me.
Please wait.
I am. So now that we have the hub connected to the Aqara app, I can go ahead and sync my lights. So I can add an accessory, go to lighting, T1.
Please add accessory.
If you're having a hard time connecting these to the hub, make sure that the hub is upgraded to the latest software, then it should work effortlessly. So once it's connected, we get to this screen where it's kind of like an information. You get to choose the icon, whatever you want to call it, and now we can see it as one of our devices along with the hub. Right off the bat, you'll see a couple of presets. We've got rainbow, gaming, ball, sea of flowers, alternation, and lively. But then if you click more, you have even more. This one's called rest. It turned down the brightness a little bit. We'll do alternation, which just cycles through solid colors. Gaming mode. Flashing between the colors. I don't tend to love flashing. I'm just a rainbow girl. I love rainbow RGB gradients, especially when they're done really smoothly like this one. Exciting is very exciting, very loud, flashing super quickly. This one's called ball. And then of course, you can select your own. Thank you, Colin, for providing me with your lovely setup. Colin has 0 RGB. We are the total opposite. As you'll see, I inspired his latest setup. He has never done white before, but it's a shame because RGB looks so good against white. It really pops. So I get to play with it today. I've never done this before. So like I said, the plan is to go underneath and then a strip across if I can. Okay, so I put it underneath, wrapped it around kind of twice, and went this way and in a V. Way too bright outside. He's right beside a window, so I will see you when it's dark outside. So once I got the T1 strip lights to connect to the app, I updated the software and got access to more options like the ability to change the segments on the strip. Here I'm cycling through the presets before moving on to the other options called Color Card, Colorama, and Tunable White. But within the main effects drop-down menu, you get more options like Customize, which is how you customize the segments, or Colorama Scenario and White Light Scene. Okay, I've gotta say, not only were the colors super vibrant, I'm most impressed by the true white. I use and have tried so many RGB devices at this point, and I've never had such a consistent, true bright white. Their white tuner is highly customizable, so you can select the perfect white for any mood, but that crisp, cool tone white is perfect. It's not blue, but it's not warm. It's perfect, so kudos to Aqara for that. I'm still testing out their app effects here. Some of the buttons weren't as responsive, but that could also be a user error thing or even my Wi-Fi, but it's not like it was a bad experience or anything. I also tested out the RGBIC segment control, which was a little different to learn, but once you get the hang of it, it's fine. Keep in mind the strip is only 6.5 feet long, but you can just get the extension kit to add a bit more length and they'll still be customizable as well. And then of course we had to set up the automation to get the sensor turning on the strip lights during motion detection. This was all really easy to set up and everything worked great, so I was definitely impressed. Next thing we're going to try is the carton driver. This is the E1 rod version because I have a rod, obviously. USB. We have a bunch of clips. Here is the driver itself. It definitely has some weight to it, so make sure that you have a sturdy curtain rod. There are a lot that are similar to shower curtains like I do, where it's a tension rod, so I am a tiny bit concerned, but I've never had any issues with my curtain rod falling, so I think this should be okay. Also, my curtains aren't really heavy. this is the rod accessory. We've got the curtain driver, 8 clips, of course the USB charger, and a rubber strip. So I've already kind of run into an issue. This only works with rods that are uniform, but as you'll see, have an opening or whatever it's called, where they kind of slide into each other. So, a little bit of an issue. I might end up just completely swapping my curtain because this piece is much longer. So if I can only install the curtain driver on one half, because I only ever really close this panel anyways because I feel like this is where people can see me if I'm sitting right here at my desk. It's actually pretty uniform and solid up until about right there. Then that's when you get the little partition where it slides into each other. So BRB, let's do a little DIY. So the rod obviously goes through here, then you pinch these cute little arms together, but I'm obviously not gonna do this right now until it's on my rod. But for now I'm going to set this up and make sure this has enough juice. So it's now asking how I have my camera set up, my curtain set up. So we are going to do the left position like I mentioned. Okay, so now we can start setting this up. Last but not least is the Aqara motion sensor P1. This is what's going to work with my curtain to open automatically. It can also work with the lights. So if I have it set, then as I walk in, oh my god, it's so tiny. As I walk into the room, it can turn on my lights, open my curtains, close my curtains, and if you have any other Aqara products, then you could have it set up to do things with the motion sensor as well. It also comes with this cute little stand, depending on how you want to set it up in your home. Comes with a little sticky, and it moves up and down, but also can swivel. Thought I was going to be able to put this up in the corner of my wall. I think I'm actually going to stand this up on top of my PC, right maybe here, so that I'm still angled towards the door and it can sense me perfectly. Okay, like everything else, they have their own sensor category. We have the P1, long press until the blue light blinks. I'm trying to show you. There we go, let go. I can hear the hub in the other room saying it connected successfully. Let's do a little test. Moving side to side. It seems to capture within a couple seconds, so if you're constantly moving, it's not gonna be constantly flashing either. So it actually has its own trigger count, and already me waving at it was 14 times that it collected, obviously just today. Even gives you the time of when it happened. So I found the interval, so it's currently at 30 seconds, which is what I thought. It was a little bit too long, so I'll keep it at 30 seconds, but you can also customize with your own time between 1 to 200 seconds. Sensitivity adjustment, we'll keep it at medium. So here is the automation. So I can do an if and make something happen. So let's say if motion is detected, then we can select our other 2 devices, the curtain and the strip, to turn on and have my curtain open. Obviously we can also set this to be open and close or turn on and off. For testing purposes, I just want to try this for now. Then we'll hit save and we'll just leave it as is because we'll probably... Oh, so the curtain is doing its thing right now, so I should probably turn that off. We can do brightness for it to detect how bright or dark it is in the room. So right now it says my room is 400 and something lux. So maybe once it gets really dark, we'll do 100 lux. We will have it turn on my strip, and we will do the same thing for the curtain in terms of lux. And then you press this twice. Makes the little things go down. Okay, I'm going to set up my Google Home so that it works with the Aqara app. Okay, so typed in Aqara and all of the options are available. Go, agree, and link. And now we are perfectly integrated with Google. When we go to devices, you'll see here is, I guess, that room. So it's called default room. We've got all of our little thingies. And if I click on, you'll see that it turned on the lights under Holland's desk. So let's give my final thoughts. All of this was super fun to set up and test out. The motion sensor makes me so envious that our bedroom is in the den without a real window, or else I would be putting that in there in an instant so we get the automation once we're ready to wake up. Nonetheless, all of these had high build quality that feel like they're gonna last years. They were all responsive and worked as they should have. They connected quickly to the Aqara app and all worked seamlessly with each other, on top of Google Home as well. Plus, they're all reasonably priced, especially for the quality. If you're looking to upgrade your home into a smart home, or if you're in the market for a new high quality strip light, curtain driver, or motion sensor that has more products in an ecosystem like smart cameras and smart locks, then I highly recommend checking out Aqara. Please note though that they do require you to also purchase the hub separately so that everything can connect through your phone. I have everything linked through Amazon in the description if you're interested, and as always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. And thank you to Aqara for sponsoring this video. Subscribe to see more clean and cozy setup inspiration, tech gadgets, and room decor.